Hey YouTube, it's Faye, and for today's video I'm going to show you how to do a differential service or differential drain and fill to this 2009 Toyota Tacoma PreRunner 2-wheel drive, and Daisy is going to show you how to sort through the dirt. So this is literally like the easiest job on earth with the exception of two things, so I'll address those first. Tomorrow's 4th of July when I'm filming this, so yeah, and see how long that lasts. The first thing is the fluid. And the second thing is how to get the freaking fluid in the diff. So I'm going to address both those things and then show you how easy the actual service is. So first of all, if you look up the service information for this truck, it tells you that it wants $75.85. All right, cool. So you go to the parts store and you look on the shelf and where the heck is the $75.85? Well, you have to go to the dealership to get it. And the dealership wants a lot of money for it. I think like walk-in price is like $45 a quart or something like that. And this takes about 3 quarts. I say about, it's like 2.95 to 3.01 quarts. So get 3 quarts. But 3.01 quarts isn't 3 quarts, Faye. I usually let the customer decide. So the customer is like, sure, give me the $75.85 from Toyota. I'm like, all right. I go to the Toyota dealership. I ask for, 3 quarts of the special Toyota stuff. And they're like, first of all, normally the parts guy's like, what the heck are you talking about? Second of all, they go into the way far back and bring you out this can, or several cans, I guess, and they're like all covered with dust. And the cicadas are just like killing my YouTube video today, but whatever. It's Texas, y'all, get used to it. But then you walk out back to the shop and actually speak with the Toyota technicians, and they're like, yeah, we just used 7590 GL5 out of a drum for all of it. I'm like, all right, cool. And actually, that's what I did at my dealership. We also just used Valvoline 7590 out of a drum. So that's what I recommend to you. Just Valvoline 7590. I got 3 quarts of this for my customer. But once again, if the customer is like, nope, I'm gonna go with $75.85, you give them the price quote for both, let them choose, talk them through the process, which one is better. Or some people are Toyota purists, and I respect that. So Toyota purists, go for it. Get your $75.85. I'm gonna use this. And really the only thing you need to get is make sure that it is GL5. Toyota wants GL5, $75.85. And you know what? $75.90 is close enough. Before we drain out our fluid, we're going to make sure that our vehicle is on a flat and even surface. And then we'll position our drain pan underneath the differential with our cardboard and our 24mm socket on our ratchet. Okay, and then I'm going to prepare to drain the fluid. But I'm not just going to empty the fluid out. I'm first going to make sure that I can, or am able to, loosen the fill plug, because people love to over tighten these lefty-loosey. Okay, since I was last one to do this service, it was just fine. And I'm going to remove the fill plug and set it aside. Looks like the level last time was perfect. And now I'm going to drain the old fluid out. Oh my god, it smells so bad. So here are the old crush washers, and on the drain plug there's a magnet, and you can see all the particles, all the metal shavings and stuff that collects on the magnet, and you want to make sure that you clean the magnet off. So I'm going to do that while I wait for this to drain. And honestly, the longer you wait for this to drain, the better, because just the more crud comes out of it. Here's a little bit better look at the metal pieces that have been caught on the magnet, and just wiping this off a little bit. You can see the magnet and all the buildup around it right there. So it's really important that we clean this off. I always like to take a little brake clean too, and ow, that BMW brake clean has some kick to it. So there's what it looks like when it's clean. So huge difference, right? So sometimes even when your fluid looks like it's in pretty good condition, or you're at the service interval and you're like, I don't think I really need to, you actually kind of do. Because you at least want to clean off that magnet. So there, oh, get away, bug. Gotta wait for that to finish dripping a little bit. It's still dripping, so I'm gonna let it drip for a while. Okay, so now that it's stopped dripping, I'm gonna put my drain plug back in. I have this really bad feeling that it's gonna start downpouring right now. Texas summers, man, you never know. All right, and now I'm gonna set my torque wrench to 36 foot-pounds, which is practically nothing. Okay, there we go. Swap over my puppet. That's it. Alrighty. So there's a couple different ways to fill up the diff. A lot of people will just use the method of like the actual cap. Some people will just go ahead and like squeeze these into the diff, but let me tell you, that can get pretty messy pretty fast. And I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of that method. The other method is getting just like a little hand pump. So like this one that I've got right here, and you can get this at an auto parts store for $5, $6, $7, something like that. I think it's actually $7. I think it's not as good of a deal as I usually think. I'm like, oh, let's pick up one of those. I'm like, oh, $7. Oh, come on. And then this, I put it there. All right, hold on a second. Does anyone like the way that gear oil smells? Because I do not. Okay, there we go. All right, so the way this works is this guy goes like on the pump, and you can get different sizes. This one is for screwing onto like a gallon jug, because I have a lot of gallons. This one, but there are some that will like actually just screw onto the top of your gear oil, and then you pump it and it comes out this end and into the diff. This works fine. Let me show you. And then I pump, and I pump. I pump until all frickin' 3 quarts are in there! If I do this, then I will totally not need to do arm day at the gym, because this gets pretty, then you have to switch hands, because you get really tired. And look, I haven't even, I'm still all the way up here, I'm still pumping. So I actually just discovered another way to do this. Alright, so here's option number 2. Good for mobile mechanics who are lazy. Or not lazy, just trying to flat rate it. Got my drill pump. Once again, what did it have in here before? $75.90. It's common for Toyotas. I got my little battery operated drill, and I got my 3 quarts in my clean beaker, and I'm gonna put that in here to minimize mess. Let's go for it. I did leave a little teeny bit of gear oil behind in my last bottle because I will need this to prime the pump. So I just fill up the hose as much as I can. And I get it to sort of go down into the pump. Come on, you got it, buddy. Cool. And then I just put it in I put the other side into the oil, and then I pull the trigger. Oh, check it out. Do you see how right now there is some fluid flowing out of the diff? Ah! See that? When we get to a place where there is fluid flowing out of the diff, then let it drip until it stops. Got my fill plug with my gasket. The next step is to take it for a test drive. After I torque it, of course. Taking it for a test drive. And that's it. All right. And then put it back on a level surface and then check the level again. You put your finger in there and then just, see if there's just a little bit right directly underneath. See, and then when you're done with it, it kind of becomes the self-contained thing. Take the pump off the drill, clean off the drill, of course. Oh, and I just made up all these weird little attachments with things I just find around the shop. So this is something. I don't know what this is from. But this just works perfectly. Fits in this thing. Put these back together like this. So if there is any residual, it just stays in the system. And I'll just wipe this down. But when it gets home, it all goes through a little solvent bath and gets cleaned back up. So, and then my leftover, I'll just pour from my clean beaker back into this bottle. And then what I'll usually do is I'll just put this upside down in my drain pan, put it in the back of my truck, and then it all goes through a solvent bath when I get home. So, yeah. Check it out. This thing was $6. That's right, $6. So what the heck is a drill pump? Check this out. So there is an in and an out, and you can just go to your Ace hardware store or your Home Depot. This time I went to Ace. Oop, 3 for a loop. And you can get these just regular garden hose fittings with barbs. And they come with hose clamps if you're buying like a garden hose repair kit. Once again, like several dollars here, and then some bulk hose that's capable of handling petroleum products. That's right. Okay, I just finished hollowing out this old toolbox case that I had laying around for one of my drills. Who seriously like carries their drills? Actually, I don't. Where's the handle? Oh, here's the handle. Okay, with just my little Dremel, and I used this bit and some snips. I will say this took way more effort than I was expecting it to. And now I have to clean it out. But this is what I'm gonna use to hold my new tool and keep things kind of clean. There we go. Now, I mean, you're probably like, this is a lot of shit, Faye, but this is stuff I carry with me anyway, so usually carry a beaker. You see me use that for transmission services before. Obviously, I'm always carrying a drain bucket, and yeah, usually carrying a drill.